Hey guys, it's your boy Joe back at it again, CodingPhase.com. In this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to create a contact form like this, especially for React.js and Next.js. So yeah, let's get started, man. This is actually pretty damn cool. I'm going to show you guys how to actually blur the background without having to use so many CSS tricks and just to use one CSS property. But at the end of the day, this is actually a pretty damn cool project. Come in, guys, let's do this. By the way, if at any moment you feel like, hey man, I'm really enjoying this whole tutorial and this whole project, please guys, show me some love by subscribing to the channel. And yeah, that's the way how I'm going to continue creating tutorials like this for you guys. If you motivate me by subscribing, motivate me by giving me a like. Okay, let's get started, guys. Bye. Hey guys, so I want to make sure that you guys have Node.js installed and at the same time you have Visual Studio Code installed in your computer. Before we begin, this whole project is going to be built with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and specifically we're going to be using React.js as our front-end framework. Okay, now another thing that I want to mention is that we are creating this form from an inspiration that we got from Erşad Başbağ. So I want to give credit where credit is due. He created this whole design here in this user experience, so we want to give him credit. And then from there, we're basically going to take a couple of things from here and we're just going to build our own type of form and probably change a couple of the colors, probably changing a couple of the things, but definitely want to give credit where credit is due. Definitely go check him out if you're looking to hire a developer, or sorry, if you're looking to hire a designer. Okay, and yeah, shout out to him, Erşad Başbağ. All right, so let's just get started, guys. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go into our terminal. I'm gonna press clear on this. I'm gonna go to CD projects. Then we're gonna say npx create next app, and in here we're gonna give it a name. So let's say contact form YouTube. Okay, give it a second. It's gonna install everything from React DOM, Next, etc. Okay, and once we are done with that, the next thing that we want to do is open up Visual Studio Code, go file open, and let's go inside of here, inside of this folder while this thing is downloading. Okay, it's asking me to update. You know what, let's update now, why not? All right, so this is the files that Next.js has generated for us. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to install SASS, because I just love SASS. Okay, so let me make sure I go to cd contact form YouTube. Okay, and then in here we're gonna do npm install SASS, just like this. All right, we'll get just a second. All right, so once we do this, right, and SASS is already installed, right? The next thing that we want to do is basically run npm run dev. Okay, and there you go, localhost 3000 is running. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go to a tab and open up localhost 3000. All right, this is the good thing about Next.js. It just has everything already for you. So you could just pretty much just start focusing on creating your application. Okay, so what I'm going to do in here, I'm going to delete all of this. Delete all of this. Okay, just like that. Now, the next thing that I want you guys to do is create a file in here. And it's going to be called main.scss. We're gonna go and say for now body background, let's say blue for now, just to see if everything is working, and go to the app.js, and we're gonna actually import this. Leave the globals, that's fine. Here we're gonna import main.scss, just like that. check on your terminal, see if you got any errors. Okay, if you got no errors, then you're good to go, and you can check right here, see the changes. All right, so that's good to go. All right, so let's look at the design, how it's looking like. Again, I'm gonna put the links below so you guys can check it out from there. Okay, how the design looks. All right, so basically it's just contact us, any questions or remark, just write us a message, etc. Then from there, right here, it just has a container, and inside of here has basically 2 columns. All right, so that's what we're gonna do right now. So let's start with this section here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a H1. The H1 contact us. Okay, right here I'm gonna put in let's say paragraph. Let's say lorem ipsum, and then come back to this for later. We'll put something else. All right, so then the next thing that we want to do is create this container. All right, so let's say div ID, let's say contact container. Then from there we have the 2 columns. So we have column 1, column 2. So let's do that right now. So let's say div class name, let's say contact info. Okay, and then the next one is gonna be the actual form. So as you can see, there's just contact info right here, and then right here is actually the form itself. So I'm just gonna actually just use a form tag to separate this. So right here we got some type of title for contact information, then a paragraph, and then from there we have icon, text, icon, text, icon, text. So let's do that right now. That's gonna be pretty simple. So in here I'm just gonna say like a H4 contact information. Okay, right here we got a paragraph. Let's put in text for now. Then from there we have let's say something like this, div class name icon info or icon text. Okay, so then right here we're gonna put in currently right now we don't have no icon, but let's say if we use something like this, icon, let's say, okay, and then right here we have the text. So here we could say okay, so right now this is like prototyping. This is just setting everything up to see how we're gonna put it. Later on we're gonna come back and we're gonna make this functional. All right, so for now we can leave this alone. All right, now the next thing that we have right here is social media icons. So that's the next section. Oops, I think I put it in the wrong place. So move this from here and put it right here. Okay, so right here we're gonna put in a section, div class name social media, and then right here we put in div class name icon circle, and then right here we're gonna put in the icon. So let's say like that, class name icon. All right. And matter of fact, this could be a link. So this icon circle. So do it like that. href. And there we go. So far, this is what we got. And the reason why we have this like this is because we have the styles container here. So let's just delete this. I usually just want to put in like a fragment. I don't even like having a div around this. So let's just save this like that. Okay. I just want it to be just pretty much a blank page. All right. Now let's actually start working on the styles, and let's start by working on the contact container itself. So let's go in. Let me see, where is it? Main.css. Right here, I'm just gonna say contact container. Okay, display flex. Okay, we're gonna say for now background white. Okay, give this a second. Let's see what's going on. All right, forgot that we used ID for this, so save this like this. Let's see if I could make this a little bit more open. Okay, so there we go. Now once we have this, we're gonna come in, and inside of here, what was it? I think contact info. Okay, contact info. We're gonna make it color purple, and don't worry, we're gonna come back to this colors, even though they're gonna look funky at first, but we're gonna come back to this. So let's say background color purple. Okay, there we go. Then in here, we're gonna say contact info flex. And then here we're gonna say 0, 1, and then I'm gonna say like a 45%. Okay, it's a little bit too big, so maybe like a 40%. All right, then the next thing that we also want to do is we want to center this. So I'm just gonna say like this, body. Okay, matter of fact, I already had a body here, so we can say body flex. Okay, display flex. Matter of fact, display flex, flex direction, column. Okay, justify content center, align items centered. Save that. All right. Then right here, this contact container, we're gonna say width, let's say about, I don't know, what should it be? Let's say 1,200 pixels, around there. Okay, that's fine. Then in here, we're gonna say border radius. Let's say border radius is going to be around 4 pixels. Okay, there we go. Then we're gonna say overflow hidden to make sure nothing is overflowing. All right, just like that. Then we're gonna say padding, let's say 10 pixels. All right, now this is starting to look like this. So I guess the border radius is a little bit bigger than that. So let's put it a little bit bigger. So let's say 10 pixels. Okay. Still needs to be a little bit bigger than that. So let's say 20 pixels. Save that. All right. think that's around there. No, a little bit smaller. So maybe like 15 pixels. All right, and there we go. Okay, that's what we're talking about. All right, cool. Now we're gonna do the same thing for this right here. This contact info, put in border radius. All right, there we go. We're also gonna put in a padding inside of it for that extra space that's inside of this. Okay. All right, it's actually a little bit more than that. So let's say that's probably like a 40 pixel padding. Okay, that's fine. Then from there we need like a color picker. I'm just gonna say color picker right here. Let's see around. Okay, let's see what color that is. Something around there. Doesn't have to be exactly the same. You could use something like Photoshop or any other program out there to get the exact same colors if you want. But me personally, I'm just gonna tweak the colors as I go, as I build this, because I don't want to make it exactly the same how it is here. Okay, now the next thing that I want to do here is let's go to the colors on this. Let's put in white. Then the next thing that we have is that contact information, so that's a H4. So let's make this font size, let's say 3 rem. Okay, 3 rem. Then let's also make this around font weight of 700, so it could be bold. Okay, now that's a little bit too big, and let's bring the weight down to like 500, and let's bring this down to like 2. Okay, that's better. All right, now in here for this one, we're gonna say something like this: display flex. Let's say flex direction. Let's say column. Okay, stack everything up. Now let's see what's going on in here. Okay, so we do have the padding. We got the H4. Now for this H4, I don't want any margin on top. I want this to be at 0. Now the next thing that I want you guys to do is come here and create a document file. We're just gonna say like this, document. Yeah, just like that, document.js. All right, and I'm just gonna copy this from Next.js. This is on their website. So if you guys want to see this real quick. Okay, this is just to get a custom document. This is like when the HTML is being generated, so you want to use this. Okay, so copy this, and then from here just paste this in. Okay, now I'm gonna stop this, press Ctrl+C, do npm run dev. Okay, then now I want you guys to search for Font Awesome CDN. You can go ahead and sign up for Font Awesome so you could get the latest one. For this example, I'm just gonna keep it simple, guys, and we're just gonna use a regular one. So right here, copy this, and then in here I'm gonna open this up. Okay, paste this in, and then make sure that you close this here like that. Save that. Give this a second. Okay. And then now let's go to our application, refresh this, and now we can go to Font Awesome 4 and see the icons that they have. So click on icons. So again, we need a phone, we need message, and we need map. Okay, so I'm just gonna search for this phone. Okay, just like that. So I'm gonna copy this. Coming here, let's go to the index.js. I'm gonna paste this right here. Okay, save that. Let me make sure that it's showing up. Okay, there we go. We got the icon. So then let's put in the other one. What was it? Phone, mail, and map. So copy this. All right. And then now let's look for those icons that we need. Search mail, gives you an envelope. You can copy this. Okay, right here. Save that. Okay, the next one is map. Okay, so map marker. So copy this. Okay, put it here. All right, now for this phone, I'm gonna say 718-234-5678. Okay, for the envelope, let's say admin@billys.com. All right, and then for the address, let's just say 435 Grand Avenue, let's say Ridgewood, New York, 11385. Okay, there we go. So then now let's see how this looks. Okay, this is what we have right here. All right, so then now let's actually look at the sizes that we have right here. Okay, let's make the icons bigger. So let's see if I remember, what was it? Icon text and then F8. So let's say icon text, and then here we're gonna say F8, then make this font size 2.5 rem. Okay, it's a little bit too big, so let's say 2.2. Okay, that's a little bit better. Then we have the text. Oh, so the text is a span, so let's just say span. We didn't put no class on it, so here we're just gonna say span is gonna be font size, let's say 2 rem. Font weight, let's say 300. Okay, save that. All right, now I think the text is a little bit too big. All right, so let's say font weight is fine. Let's say 1.3 rem. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right, then right here we're gonna say F8. Let's say make the display flex, justify content center. Save that. Okay, flex direction, column, save that. Okay, matter of fact, no, we're not gonna do that. So like that, align items, center, save this. Okay, and there we go. So that's gonna make this vertical between the size of the icons and the size of the text here. Okay, now for this F8, we're gonna say margin right. Let's say 2 rem. Okay, and then for this justify content, we're gonna say flex start. Okay, now you know what, for this let's put in like this, copy this, and we're gonna say that all of the icons is going to take 20%. So save this. That's a little bit too much. So let's say 40 pixels. Let's change this to 0. Save this. All right, that's fine. Okay, so then now the next thing that we want to do is make sure this text is a little bit bigger. So we're gonna say, where is it? Flex. Okay, we got the H4, we got the paragraph. So here we're gonna say font size 1.5 rem. Okay, on this we're gonna say margin, you know what, put this margin 0 for now. All right, we're gonna say this is color RGBA. Let's say, what is it, 255, 255, 255, and then 0.6. I'll say 0.7, a little bit lighter. Okay, so 0.7, say font weight 300. Okay, so that's where the text is gonna be. Fill up the form. You know what, we're gonna make this a little bit smaller, so let's say 0.2. Save that. Fill up the form and then click send. Right, let's just say something like that, then click send. That's fine. All right, now the next thing that we want, some spacing here. So right here we're gonna say for the paragraph though and the icon text, we're gonna give them the same margin bottom. Let's say 2 rem. Okay, I think the icons are a little bit too big, so let's bring that back down. Let's say 1.8 rem. Okay, looking better. Now the next thing that we want to do is, of course, right here, this icons, we want to make sure that we have those social media icons. So let's just get those right now. Click on index.js, scroll to the bottom. Okay, this right here, we want to go to Font Awesome and get the different icons. So let's say right here, Facebook. Copy this, paste this here. I'm gonna copy this, paste this here, paste this here, paste this here. Then I'm gonna search for Twitter. I think we could just put it in FA Twitter, FA Instagram, FA YouTube. Save that. Okay, so we got the icons right there. Now the next thing that we want to do is give this a fixed width. So social media. So let's see right here. Where is it? Contact info. Okay, so we're done with the contact info for now. No, matter of fact, contact info is fine. After icon text, we got the social media. Yeah, social media. And then icon circle. And that's where we at. So we got the icon circle. Okay, here we're gonna say display flex. Okay, flex. We're gonna say, matter of fact, this per cancel. Here we're gonna say with 50%. And just so I can see this, I'm just gonna put this as background black for now, just so I can see what's going on with this. Okay, so let's refresh this. Let's see. We got an error. Flex. Okay, this is it right here. Okay, so there we go. So we got 50%. Now let's justify the content. And let's say space between, I believe. Yeah, space between. Save that. All right, and there we go. And then now for the icon circle, we're gonna say flex. Say 1, and let's say 25%. Okay, and here we're gonna do justify content. Let's say center, align items, center. Okay, then let's see, because what I want is for this icons to go in the center. All right, so then this we're gonna say display flex. Okay, there we go. Then now we're gonna say padding. Padding is going to be, let's not put padding because we want this to be a perfect circle. So let's just say 25 pixels, height 25 pixels, border radius 50%, background, let's say background is going to be this, let's say RGBA, like that. All right, so right here, let's put in 0, Okay, there we go. So we got the perfect circles. So then now let's make this a little bit bigger. I'll bring this to 40 and the height to 40. Okay. All right, so there we go. Now let's remove this background. That was just for us to see. Okay. Now let's see what they got. All right. So I'm gonna just use this color picker to find the color that I think might suit this. Copy this. And then right here, let's paste this in. Save that. All right. And then for this, let's say for the icon text, okay, that's what we got so far. All right. And let's make this font a little bit bigger. So in here, we're going to say F8. Inside of the icon circle, let's say font size 35 pixels. It's a bit too big. Let's say 25. All right. And then now the next thing that we want to do is put in like a hover effect. So when we hover on top of the circle, then we want to change the background. Okay. And then we're going to say transition, say 0.3 seconds. All ease in and out. And there we go. So that's what we got so far. Just like that. So it's a nice little animation, nothing crazy, okay? But it looks good, right? And then let's see. Then we're good to go so far. So we're done with this part. Now, just to get this part here done on the top, let's make sure we remove this, or just change the color. Not really remove it, but just change the color. We're gonna say H1, text align centered. Okay, let's say color just white. Okay, and you know what? Let's put in a class to this. So let's say class name, subtitle. Okay, there we go. Make this a little bit bigger. Change it to like 1.5 rem. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. All right, now the next thing that I want to do is I want to change this background here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a picture from pexels.com, see if we have like something nice, pretty, you know, inspirational. Let's see. Maybe something like this. See how this looks. So I'm just gonna get the, let's see, search, where's the button? There's like a button to copy image URL, copy image address. There we go. All right, so then now I'm gonna come to the body. I'm gonna say body, I'm gonna say height 100 VH. Okay, width 100%. Okay, then right here we're gonna say background. We'll say background image. We're gonna say URL. Paste this in here. Okay, then in here, background size. We're gonna make a cover. Okay, save that, and let's check inside of here. Okay, so this is what we have so far. All right, cool, nice. Now for this, let me see something. Then we could do a little effect. So we can go to, let's say, the contact container, and let's say background or backdrop filter, right? Backdrop filter, blur 10 pixels, like that. Save that. Let's see how that looks. Okay, let me remove this from here. All right, and there we go. So what we have right here, guys, is that, you know, that effect that you get from like Apple, the iPhone, right? So this is how you guys do it. If you guys never learned how to do this, this is exactly how you do it, guys. So you basically use the backdrop filter and then you just blur the background. Let me see how will this look at 50 pixels. I wanted to make it a little bit more blurry. Okay, it's a little bit too much. So let's say 25 pixels. Okay, I think that's good to go. All right, now the next thing that I want to do is I want to put in a border around this. So I'm going to say border 1 pixel solid white. Okay, so this is what we have now. It's not looking as good, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna say RGBA and then put it in like at 0.4. All right, let me see, put it in a little bit more opacity on it, something like that. Now if you want, you can keep this background, this green background. I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna see how it will look with something a little bit more dark. So copy image address, come back up here, save that, and let's look at this. Okay, this is how it's looking like. I think we can see something else in here. See this one, copy image address. We're just testing things out, guys. You're hanging out with me right now, okay? So don't worry, we're gonna make this look nice and pretty. All right, nice and beautiful. I'm just looking for the right color schemes. Okay, copy image address. Even though I did like that original picture with the green, I think it really looked good. But let's see. This could also work too. Okay, I think I'm gonna go back to that original picture because I do like the green in it, like the contrast of like the brown and green. I do like that. I think it does work for this project. Save that. Come back here, and I think that's fine. Now I think I'm gonna lower down the blur on this. I think it's a little bit too much. So let's say 15. I think that's a little bit better. Seem a little bit more natural. Okay. Then now let's also add some box shadows to this. So I'm just gonna say box shadow because I'd rather just use a CSS generator. Okay. Somebody forgot their HTTPS. They're slacking. Okay. All right, and then bring it down a little bit. Blur radius. Like that. Copy this. And let's put this right here on the container. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let me see. Yeah, I think we're good. We're good to go. Now this, I think this might need a little box shadow on it, or text shadow. Noise texture, gradient, generated border radius, noise texture. Okay. Copy this. And for this and this, save that. And there we go. Looking much better. All right, now this area right here, this is where we're gonna put in the rest of the form. So we basically got 2 columns and then 1 column, 1 column. So let's do that right now. Let's go in here. Let's create, let's say div class name form group. Okay, form group. Okay, once we do this, we're gonna say div class or class name, right? Class name, because we're using React, right? So we're gonna say class name cal2 All right, and then in here we're gonna have a label. So then we're gonna say first name Copy this. Right here, we're just gonna say input type text. Input type text. Let's say we got label first name, input type text. Then in here, we're going to say, do we have to put anything here? No, we don't even have to have a closing tag. We just say input type text. Okay, just like that. Now once we have this, let's say class name, foreign group, first name, input type text. Copy this, paste this here, just like that. All right, then let's come in. We're gonna come over here. Let me just close this down. Oh, man, I hate when this thing doesn't want to close. Okay, so right here, I'm just gonna put it in. I'm gonna say form. Okay, form. Okay, and then here we're gonna say col. And you know what? I'm just gonna say col display flex. Display flex, just like that. So let's see what we have. So we got this, all right. Then here, I'm just gonna take this out, this col tool, just gonna put it like that. All right. Now, let's see how this is. Okay, so we got a label on top, then the input field, and then below the input field, there's a border. Okay, so let's come in here. Let's see how we're gonna do this. So we got col. Come down here. Let's target the form group. Okay, label, font size 1.2 rem. Okay, then on this form, let's put in a padding 20 pixels all around. Okay, matter of fact, put in 40 pixels all around. All right, then on the form group, we're gonna say display flex, justify content center, align, let me see, center, no. Let me see, align items, center. Okay, then we're gonna say flex direction, column. This I think is gonna be flex start. Okay, and yeah, let's remove this align items center. We don't need that. All right, then right here, this form group, we're just gonna say on this column, matter of fact, I'm gonna say col display flex. That's fine. We want this to be width 100%. Okay, width 100%. Then flex 0, 0, 100%. Okay, form group. Let's copy this. move this here. So let's say form group. Okay. Now we could just do this with just one. I'm pretty sure. No, I guess not. So let's say sometimes I'll be forgetting these things from from flex boxes. For real, like I'm not even lying. Like I can remember every single thing from CSS, but I'm gonna say it like this. 100%, just like that. Okay, and then inside of here we're gonna say, let's see how much the padding should we give it. So here's 20, let's say 40. Okay, and we could have done this with CSS Grid. Probably would have came out a little bit better and easier, but it's all right. We already started. Okay, so we got this, let's say padding, or let me see, form group. Yeah, padding right 40 pixels. Okay, this form. Let me see what's going on. Sometimes this is where it gets annoying with this thing. So this is form right here. This form should be with 100%. Okay, so there we go. So we are 100% right there. Then right here, padding. We got that. We got this thing here. So now we're putting in this margin at the end. So I'm just gonna say like this. I think we could do it like this. And env last child, right? And env last child. Let's say padding right 0. Save that. So don't use nf last child. Just put an env child 2. Okay, padding 0. Okay, and then from there we're gonna come in here. We're gonna say label color white. Let's put this down to like 0.9, so it doesn't have to be that big. Okay. All right, and then now let's put in some margin on those label. So let's say margin bottom 1 rem. Okay. Now for the input. Okay, input, I believe is like this. Input type text. Haven't wrote some CSS in a while. like freaking like straight up like this. Okay, so let's see. Input type text. Let's say background. And this is all off the head, guys. All right, like this is straight up off the head. So let's say background is gonna be RGBA. So let's say something like this. Okay, so that's not bad. Let's say border none. Okay, so there we go. Then now we're gonna say padding 20 pixels all around, font size say 2 rem, font weight, let's say 300. Save that. Now that's way too big. Okay. All right, that's way too big. All right, now let me see. We're gonna put in, because again, we're not trying to do exactly what the designer had. We're creating our own, especially I'm just freestyling this. Okay, so border, bottom, let's see, what was the color of this thing here? Okay, so something like that. Now, of course, we're gonna make this padding way smaller than this. 10 pixels, rems, let's say 1.5 rem. Okay. All right. Now on this, we want to change the active. So let's go in and let's say on this input field, active, let's say border none. And we can check the different states of this input, like what's happening. If we click on input, we could check if it's hover, we could check visited, we could check focus visible, focus within, click on focus. So this is the one that we actually want to target. So I'm just gonna put in focus, border none for now. And let's see, hold on, because still there. We want to remove that. I think it's the outline. So let's see, outline none. Save this. There we go. All right, cool. So one thing that I want to do is this border bottom, we're gonna put it here. So say like this. So when we focus, this happens, right? Also, so let's put in cursor pointer. Okay, just like this. All right, so when we hover on top of this, we know it's clickable and that we could change this. Let's also change the color to white. Okay, there we go. Let's also put in the border bottom. Let's put this in 2 pixels, make it a little bit more thick. Okay, like that. There we go. Now, let me actually remove this background. Okay, and let me copy this and paste this here. Then in here, I'm going to say RGBA 255 and then let's say 0.4. Okay, so now, okay, this is fine, but we just got to change that background. So let's say background transparent, save that. Okay, and there we go. So this is what we have. Looks nice and clean. Okay, not bad, right? We almost got it, kids. Now, for for this, for the labels, I want to change the colors of the labels a little bit. So I want the colors of the label to be the same color as this right here. So let's see, boom, boom, boom. Where's the label? Okay, so label, the color is gonna be this RGBA. Okay, there we go. Like that. Maybe a little bit lighter. It's a little bit too, say 0.6. Yeah. All right, cool. So there we go. So we have this right here. Let me see. Can we do a transition on this? Let's see. Transition all 0.3 seconds. Ease in and out. Let me see. How was I did the other one? I think I did that backwards. I think it's here like that, and then I wonder what the hell happened right here. When did this thing get messed up? Why did it? Let me see. Why did it become? Was it this? Nah, it can't be that. That messed it up. Something else must have messed it up. See, now it has a nice little transition. So that's good to go. But wondering what the hell happened here. Why did this thing become how it is? Like, it's supposed to be a perfect circle. So let me see. This here with height 40. Okay. Okay, so it's on the icon circle. So let's say icon circle. Just search circle. Okay, cool. So then click here, save this. Yeah, so there we go. And there we go. We have our animations. Okay. So let's go and actually get this here. So we got last name, mail, phone number. So let's do that right now. Let's add that too. So let's say form group. Okay, this is fine. Okay, I'm gonna copy this, paste this here. I'm gonna say form group. Let's say mail or email, phone number. Okay, this one's gonna be last name. Okay, this input type is going to be type email. And I think this one's type phone. Input type phone, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, input type phone. No, it's tel. And they should have just kept it simple, like input type phone. Like, why you gotta put it like tel? Like, keep it simple, okay? It's a phone number, right? All right, so this is what we got. All right, so then now let's actually come in here and let's add the same styles that we did for input type text. We're gonna do it for input type tel and input type email. Okay, and there we go. Now the next thing is put in margins on this. So let's say margin bottom. To rem, save this. Okay. Now the next thing, okay, let me see. Now the next thing here, what the of web wait, what the of website do you need? Listen, man, everybody makes mistakes, bro. I make them all the time, so it is what it is. Okay, now in here we're gonna have what is that, radio buttons? Is this radio buttons? I don't, yeah, radio buttons, right? So here we're gonna make this a little bit different, right? So we got the form group, right, label. Then in here I'm gonna say div class name equals to radio buttons, right? Okay. All right, copy this. All right. So I'm just saying radio button. Input type radio. Then in here I'm gonna say e-commerce. What type of website do you need? Okay, copy this, paste this here, paste this here. So let's say personal e-commerce landing page okay, save that and let's see how that's looking like. All right, so then now we just gotta put this in the right place. All right, so also too we gotta add the for. So let's say on this label, so let's say type, let's say type, we got to give it the same name. So name is going to be type, right? Okay, we're going to say value is going to be personal. Copy this. Okay, so here we're going to say e-commerce landing page, just like that. And then here we're going to say for, let me see. We got to make sure we put in an ID to this. So ID for this, let's say radio personal. Copy this, paste this here, paste this here. Radio e-commerce radio landing page. Okay, so then now we're gonna say for, I think it's for HTML. No, let's just put in 4. It should give us a warning. I can't remember it from the top of my head. But radio personal, copy this, paste this here. Oops, no, it's supposed to be inside of the label. Yeah. So inside of label, we paste in radio e-commerce. And then for this one, it's going to be the same thing as this, radio landing page. Okay, cool. Now we're missing, okay, ID radio. All right, yeah, I think I'm good on that end. So let's see. Refresh this. If I click here, it works. If I click here, it works. If I click here, it works. So then now, let me see what else. We gotta make sure that this thing is set up, you know, horizontally. So let's say we got form group, label. Okay, this is fine. I'm gonna put this inside of another group, div class name, and let's say radio buttons with an S. And let's put this in with an ID better. Okay, just to distinguish it. Okay, so we have inside a form group, we have radio buttons, display flex, justified content, space between, okay, do we want something like that? Nah, let's say flex start. Okay, then let me see what else. So we got display flex, Let's see, let's get some ideas from here. Make this, I guess the font size a little bit bigger. Nah, I think that's fine. Should I make it bigger? Let's see. Okay, and then we have the radio button. Okay, so let's say we got personal, e-commerce, landing page. Let me bring down the font size on this a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now, let me see what else can we do with this. And we need the message. So let's come in here, let's add that. So I'm just gonna copy the first one that's here, the column and the form group. Okay, so right below here, we're gonna say like that. And here we're gonna put in message. I'm gonna say text area. Okay. And we're going to also add to this text area. Okay. Now we need some spacing here. So let's see. I'm going to put it on the radio buttons. Let's say margin, bottom, to rem to push it down. There we go. All right. And then from there, let's say, what's the size of this? Okay, this is fine. I just want to make sure that this thing goes all the way to the right. So let me see, how can we do that? I'm gonna say, okay, well, this is the form group, padding right. This is where we have that padding, right? It's here. Matter of fact, display flex, okay, boom. Form group. Okay. Now, you know what? This is on that form group, right? So I just don't want to create another form group for this. So let's say, I think we could do it like this, and if it has the class of text area, right? Let's say padding 0. Okay, so let's see. You know what? Padding, we're gonna say, and if it has the class of solo. So if it's like a solo form group, then yeah, we're gonna say if it has the class of solo, right? Same thing as this one. Then we don't want it to have no padding. Okay, and there we go. That fixed that. Okay, everything's aligning perfectly. Now the last thing that we want to do is create a button right here. So let's copy this. Paste this here. Right here, I'm just gonna say button. Class name, primary. Send message. Okay, and then now, right here, we're gonna say if it's in a form group, we're gonna put in button. Say width 200 pixels. Okay, width 200 pixels. Let's see how that looks. Okay. Height. Okay. Then we're gonna say cursor pointer so it could be looking like it's clickable. Yep. Then now we're gonna move this to the right. Then in here we're gonna say, and if the form group has the thing of right, the class of right, we're gonna say justify content flex end. And then right here, let's see, Let's see what's going on. Did we put it in right? Okay, solo right, flex end. Is this display flex direction? Okay, so this should be overriding this. So we got right, solo, and then this is showing up at the top. So it's overriding above this things, showing up below it, right? So, you know, just to get this over with, I'm just gonna say important, just to move on from this. Okay, let's see. Still, all right. So let's see what's going on. Okay, so let's see. Maybe it's justify align items. There we go. That's what it was. So the thing was, I think it was the direction that we have it, the flex direction. So we don't even need important. Okay, and there we go. So we have this like this. I don't know. Should I just, let's see. So we got this. Now let's see what's a good color that would go with this. Let me try to see if we could put this background white. Okay. Border none. Okay. Let's say text transform uppercase. Okay. Border radius. Let's say border radius, let's say 10 pixels. I never like buttons that have too much border radius. I think this is fine. Okay. So far we're good to go, kids. I think we're pretty much good. Now, down here, I think we should have a little bit more spacing. So let me just move this down. Let me see. Da-da-da. So let me see. We got form group cow. Okay, cow. Margin bottom. No, it's not this one. It's the label. Tool rem. Is that good enough? We put it here. That's a little bit too much. I think this is fine right here for this one. So what I'm gonna do is, let me see, where's it? Low, solo. Bring this back down to one rem. Let me see, radio buttons, margin, top, one rem, save that. Okay, I think that's good enough. All right. Now, I just found another picture that I feel like this one will be way better. So I'm just gonna take this from here. Okay, copy image. All right, and then I'm just gonna put it inside of here like this, save that. And then now let's actually go to the site, and I think this looks much better. Okay, it got enough greens, but also enough dark spots that it makes the, you know, the blur a little bit better, and I just feel it looks better. That simple. Okay, now the next thing I want to do here is I want to make these things that they're white. So let's say, for example, come down here. Okay, so we got the radio button. Okay, so let's see, scroll down, radio buttons. Okay, so okay, we got the radio buttons. Okay, and let's say type or input type radio, right? And then checked. Okay, input type radio checked. Let me open this up a little bit and then take this inside of here. I feel like this makes more sense for me. Okay, so we got input type radio checked. All right, that's fine. Let me see, I think it's like this, input type checked. Sometimes this gets a little bit crazy, so try to remember this is like formulas of trying to get this CSS to work. So input type radio checked plus label, right? Color white. Okay, yeah, there we go. Right, it's just a little thing, nothing crazy, right? Like, we're not doing nothing crazy, but we just trying to make sure that this looks good. So text, should we do text transfer? No. Font weight, let's say 700. So we want it to be bold. There we go, like that. Okay, and that's it. Nothing too crazy, guys. All right, now here you go. If you guys want to use this, yeah, I could use it. We were inspired by your boy Erşad Başbağ, but then from there we just created something a little bit more different, but using his type of user experience. We just made it a little bit different than from what he already had. Okay, so I think we're good to go, guys. And yeah, man, I'm gonna stop right here, and I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Hopefully you guys like this type of tutorials. It's gonna be pretty quick. You know, we took what, like an hour and a half to do this. There was a lot of moving pieces. Let me know if you would like to see me actually deploy this in something like Netlify. I can also show you that. I'm gonna be doing tutorials like this, going, you know, back and forth, small little things like this. Like, this is just an hour and a half, but it is something that looks good and it works pretty good. Okay, and we're using React, and you guys can from there either use it for yourself, or, you know, it's a good way to practice. All right, so I'm gonna stop right here, guys, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. All right, take care, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video, guys. Show me some love, okay? It is what it is. I'll see you guys later. Take care, guys. Bye.